paisanos. It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopers, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers to the bridge.
Feeling that backbeat, feeling that action, everybody. Goodness gracious, it's Mario's birthday. 35 years of beautiful Mario. As you can see here, we're celebrating the only way I know how, with this awful, awful show. We've gone through the real hard times, and we've gone through some good times, haven't we, Mario? Guys, welcome to the Nintendo Show, episode 46. I'm your host, singular host, Dehvin Moon. Today, I will be taking you on a journey. Trevor's birthday is today. As you know, he is the third brother. Trevor, Luigi, Mario. We're waiting for Trevor's game to come out soon. We don't know when, but he's enjoying his outdoor stuff until that day comes. He's outdoors, enjoying himself, riding his new one-wheeler. The man's a kid. The man's a child. He's a beautiful man-child that's blossomed into this great creature that podcasts usually with me every day, usually makes the show excellent and great. But we will make it through once again because we got a lot of good news, actually. We have a lot of awesome news. This week, sorry, got notes down here. I'm running the show differently. This week, I'll go over Nintendo's big surprise holiday game, celebrate Mario's birthday, and Ubisoft shows up to the Switch. Yes, everybody, we finally are getting some decent, possibly awesome third-party games coming our way. Some of them, a little bit of mystery in there, a little bit of mystery. All right, there are 3 items on Mr. Miyamoto's magical news. Let's get right into it. Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto. Happy birthday to you as well. I assume your birthday is today. You and Mario are connected forever in this life and the next, sir. I assume in the next life you will be Mario. Mario, you will become him. You are him. This is ringing in my ears. This right here is just, I'm just hearing this really bad show. Guys, this lady was in Luigi's and Mario's mirror cabinet, medicine cabinet. What is she doing in there? And she said, be worried about expiration dates on your toothpaste. Something I never thought of. Something we should all think about. Or have you checked your toothpaste recently? Expirational date. It's a big deal. It's a big problem. People don't do this. And I think you should be concerned about this because once those chemicals get bad, that minty flavor is gone and you will have bad breaths. Yes, men and women. Bad breaths. Breaths. Speaking of things you can think of as innuendo, let's get into this. Hey, before we get into Mr. Miyamoto's, I got sidetracked. Here we are. I would just like to thank the following women who have sexually harassed me and Trevor on the internet. And the Nintendo Show has targeted us personally. It's great because we are a XXX adult rated show, as you all know. We've been this way since the beginning. Swear all the time. Half naked all the time. I mean, it's great. You're missing out if you haven't listened to this show. You don't get the full effect while listening. That's why we did the YouTube, as you can see. But as much as we are XXX, let's get into these wonderful ladies. I mean, goodness. I would like to thank Seren, Katrina, Losi, and Alicia, and several others who all have the same picture of this half-naked Asian woman. And yes, 1043 is the best of all of our shows. Love 1043. 1043, blaze it. Thank you very much. Please leave our channel alone because we do kids stuff. Yes, we are called the Nintendo Show. Pretty childish. We are children. Grown men, children. So yeah, thank you for your support. But I really don't need hi boys, so nice, OMG, love, kiss. Yeah. Very sweet though, very sweet. Okay, hey. Just got to get that off my chest. Very nice. Okay, back to this bad show. Let's get into Mr. Miyamoto's magical news, shall we? Sorry about that. Run about the mill. Let's get into number one. Number one, Hyrule Warriors is coming. In a surprise video, we received info on the next Zelda game and this year's new holiday title. Yes, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That is the game. That is the beauty. This is pretty dang exciting. Let's give it a look-see. This is not the link. Here it is. Looking at it. Oh, guys. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Let's play that video. Very exciting news, actually. Pretty stoked for this. If you guys have not checked it out or seen it, this is a miso game. Pretty sure it's a miso. Let me look. It's a muso, not miso. Miso is soup. This just in. Miso is soup. Muso game, which is basically 1 versus 1,000. A guy that just shoots him out, goes at it, goes fighting hard. So it's you, Zelda, Link. The whole crew is here. Let's talk about specifically this game. Sorry, guys. I'm very all over the place. The game is called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. The game will be taking 100 years before the events of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So it is a prequel game. Heavy gameplay is going to be strategic action. There are some puzzles in there as well. The team has worked very closely with the Zelda team, unlike the first Hyrule Warriors where they literally did not work with the Zelda team. They were just big fans, and it showed. There was a big splash of fandom all over the place. They were just fandoming it all over. This looks really good. I mean, look at this. The whole thing. It looks so like these cutscenes are so perfect. Breath of the Wild looking cutscenes. The art style here is perfectly recreated in the Breath of the Wild art style. It's not a one-to-one, obviously. This is not going to be an open world game in any way. It's going to be a Muso game. You're going to have larger maps because there are larger maps in these Muso games. And especially these warrior games. But I mean, the action looks great, the fighting looks great, and I think for this particular game in which we're talking about when Calamity Ganon takes over the castle, right? This is it. This is the castle's going to be destroyed, or taken over. The city's going to be destroyed around it. This is where all the bad stuff happens. Here's Calamity Ganon going wild, going hog wild. Hog wild, very funny. Yeah, dude, I love it. I love this coming out of nowhere. Just showed up on a video one day this week. No one knew it was coming. Total surprise. No insider knowledge. None of that garbage. I didn't have to tell you guys things forward 1,000 times over and over again that we're going to get a direct blah, blah, blah. No, none of that information. However, I would like to point out, I know this is very unbecoming of me, but I mentioned last week pretty much that this should happen, that we would see a Zelda game coming in November, because Zelda's the only big guy in the whole field that we got here, that we'd be seeing a big Zelda game, and that it would be something to be excited about, and it would be their big November game. I knew Nintendo needed a November game. Here it is, full force. A Breath of a Wild prequel. I love that this game is taking place in a chronological storyline, that it will be part of the Zelda story, unlike the other one where it kind of was weird. Like, it was a little strange because character-wise, the villain looked like a character that should be from Dead or Alive. The big bosoms, all the weird things that comes off with. And it's not to say that we don't have that in some Zelda games. Ocarina of Time, I'm looking at you. But it just didn't fit in the Zelda that I knew. And so for me, the story has never been a big deal when it comes to these Muso games, the ones I played in the past, including, and they were warrior games, Dynasty Warrior games and so forth. But I think the story here looks really interesting. The cutscenes were a big part of what they were showing. They mentioned how Breath of the Wild changed the game for them. that how it took a departure from Zelda. So it should be interesting. And for them, that was a big deal. It'd be interesting to see how they depart from Musou games that they've made in the past. Are we going to be seeing less characters that are playable here? To me, it looks like we're probably looking at 6, possibly more. We got Link, we got Zelda, we got all the 4 champions, so that's 6 for sure. There's also a little egg character that's from Half-Life 2, basically, or not Half-Life, Portal. Looks like a little Portal guy from Portal 2. There's that guy that might be playable, most likely a character that will be helping Zelda out because she's a tech head. She's into that techie scene. Nerd. Yes. So that is interesting. That is cool. I'm very down for this game. Let's talk to the fans a little bit because I'm by myself talking alone. Let's talk to some people, shall we? Panda Hat asks, do you predict a better, more polished product than the previous Hyrule Warriors with Nintendo's help? So this game is very much helped by Nintendo and the Zelda team. They worked very closely with this game. I do expect, from what I've seen, as you can see, even watch the old Zelda or the old Hyrule Warriors. That just barely came out on the Switch, maybe a year ago, maybe 2. It was a port of the Wii U game, but honestly, the visuals here are day and night. The others just don't look anywhere near as good as this. It looks like it's crisper, cleaner. Cutscenes look dead on. I mean, it looks exactly like Breath of the Wild. To me, I can see a lot of cool Nintendo things happening with this game. I'm very excited, man. I do think we're going to be seeing a Musou game that may be one of the best. Hopefully, I hope that they really take the Breath of the Wild ideas, implement those. I would like to see some cool Zelda puzzles. I would like to see the slow them down in that way to do some puzzles action like that. I think this is a perfect scene, by the way. I love the 100 years before the war setting. This would not make a good Zelda game. War is not a good Zelda game. Zelda is an adventure game. It's about going out and finding the action. I think War with this pre-Zelda would not work. Pre-Breath of the Wild would not work as a regular Zelda game. So I do like that they used a Musou game, especially. I think it does work perfectly for what they're doing here. I love that it's a Nintendo thought up idea. Like Nintendo thought of this themselves. That's something that the producer Zelda thought is exactly what he wanted, and he just couldn't create it himself. I like that we're getting 3 Zeldas, and I do honestly think this may, just from what I'm seeing here, we will be seeing more. By the way, we'll be seeing more, I think on the 26th, could be the 28th, is when Tokyo Game Show is happening. This is going to be the big showcase for them. I think we will see, you're going to see at least 50 minutes. So it's a long gameplay sesh of this game. So we'll see more and how they've changed it up. But I do predict, since it's in November, Nintendo believes this is a big game. This wasn't set up in the summer, where a Musou game would fit perfectly. This is set up in November. This means that this is a Nintendo game, first and foremost, and that they really believe in what they've created here. And I think from the excitement from what I'm seeing from the director here of this game, I do think we're going to be seeing some excellent Musou action. I do believe that this will be one of the best, and I do think it will look visually pretty stunning. Hopefully, I mean, Persona was very good as well. The Persona look on the Musou game was good as well. And I like that they added those pieces into it, as well as the Fire Emblem one added Fire Emblem characteristics. So it'd be cool to see Zelda in this way, connected with puzzles, with some type of adventure maybe. But the action should be first and foremost, and I'm excited to play these characters because their moves look sick, and I'm excited to see what the Guardians? I don't know why I'm thinking Guardians. Not the Guardians. The heroes, the other 4 are all about. Sorry, guys. I haven't played Breath in the Wild since like 3-4 years ago. I played a lot of it, but didn't play it for a bit. Van asks, will this game be more Musou than Zelda? I think, hopefully, from what I can tell, that it will be a little bit more Musou than Zelda, obviously. But I do think we will be seeing some Zelda in there. So that is... we'll see what happens for sure, but since it is, they know their Musou and they love their Musou, it most likely will be 70, 80%, maybe 75% is Musou and 25% Zelda. Same guy asks, will this game be better than Breath of the Wild? Fun. Not going to happen. Breath of the Wild was a game changer. It was a 10 out of 10. One of the best games ever made to a lot of people. One of the best Zelda games ever made. It would be cool if it was. I think story-wise, we are going to see a better Zelda game as far as story goes. Is it a Zelda game? Is it Breath of the Wild? Should they be compared? I doubt they will be. Again, tying in the Muso being 75 and Zelda probably 25% in the end. Dude, overall, this looks great. You can go get your pre-order, have a little ladle as your pre-order weapon. Dude, this came out of nowhere. Big fan of it. I am really hyped about this game. I am not a Muso guy. I do not love Muso games, but something about this. I know I'm a total Zelda nerd. I'm totally about it, but I never played Hyrule Warriors because I wasn't truly into the Muso games. I was close. I was tempted, but I didn't quite get there. So this is doing something for me a little bit more. It just seems Zelda, like it's placed in Zelda's world. It is a Zelda game. Nintendo considers this chronological. They consider it canon. And for me, that means I'm going to play this thing. That means that this is a big deal to them, so it's a big deal to me, especially if it's a Zelda thing. I'm in, man. I'm in. I'm going for it. I'm going to buy this day one. I'll tell you all about it when it happens. We'll give you those reviews as usual. I'm sure Trev's going to be on board as well. Exciting news. Cool to see in a couple, like a week or two. We basically saw Nintendo come from zero to several games. We're going to see a new Mario Kart game. This week we're going to see Mario 3D All-Stars. We got several mini Mario games coming, and definitely a Zelda game on top of that is a big deal. So this is all good news, all very exciting. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Okay, those are done. Bop and bop. Remember, guys, check that crap out. The Tokyo Game Show. We also are going to probably get exciting news about Monster Hunter, also a Tokyo Game Show. Monster Hunter Switch. So another cool game coming to the Switch. Speaking of cool games coming to the Switch and Breath of the Wild, can I interest you in Immortals Fenyx Rising? Let's check this out just for a little bit. Sorry guys, my phone is just falling all over the place. So last week, Ubisoft Forward revealed gameplay of Immortals Fenyx Rising, as well as Prince of Persia Remake and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and other games as well. But these three games are specifically important because they are all Switch games. I know what you're going to say. That's not true. That's not true. Because Prince of Persia isn't a Switch game. They told me it wasn't a Switch game. Well, here's some weird random news. Some things I learned today. Apparently, it could be. It's not a Switch game at launch. Originally, they said never, but then it turned to, oh, not at launch. And then it showed up on the store front that there is a Switch game. And then they mention a Switch game. Also, look at the graphics. The Prince of Persia isn't the prettiest looking game. I wonder why. I wonder why it wouldn't look so good. There's a lot of other remakes that look amazing. It doesn't mean, they have the engine for it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks really good. Why does Prince of Persia look so, Oh, probably because it's coming on the Switch. And we're going to double dip. Double dip. Let's talk about Prince of Persia and double dipping. Try to find it. Oh, yes. Oh, yep. Okay. This is from Sandy. She asked, how do you feel about publishers using the Switch as a way to double dip on the Switch for more bucks, buddy? More money, friend. They seem to be doing this quite often. Ubisoft not specifically, but Activision continually does this. We will probably see Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake coming to the Switch. The problem is, bro, they do this so they can get more money. They say, okay, here's your PlayStation, here's your Xbox 6 months from now, maybe a year. We are going to get that double dip. We're going to get some more money from people that own a Switch and a PlayStation 4, own a Switch and an Xbox, and they're going to buy this game twice. We're going to get $120 off it, $80, because, well, It's a good business practice for them. They earn double the money because people buy those games for the portability and they don't want to wait. Like me personally, I don't want to wait for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. Although I'm tempted, I do, because I know it will be coming to the Switch most likely. I do not foresee me waiting that long because it looks amazing. It looks great. You know, I love Tony Hawk. Big fan, especially the old ones. So they're going to get me doubled probably, you know, and they know that the people like me and others like Trevor, the cows, the whales, whatever, not cows, whales, they are going to do this. They're going to go for a double dip. Am I a big fan of this? No, I would like to see the games come on the Switch with the freaking other consoles, but this is another way for them to make money. And they're going to do it. They're going to use it and they're going to go for it. So it just is what it is. It does suck for Switch fans or just a person that owns one. If you just own a Switch, that blows, dude. It sucks really bad because you're way behind everyone. You're a year behind. You're 6 months out. Spyro, I think Spyro, yeah, it was Spyro. Spyro and Crash were both a year later. They didn't need to be. I'm sure they would just port just fine to the Switch. But, you know, why not double dip? I'm sure people did because it's on handheld and I have both consoles. I would like to take this game I love again to another place. And it's a remake. People are willing to buy these over and over again, obviously, if you're buying a remake. So it just is what it is. I do see Prince of Persia taking this also another game that's going to be ported out a year from now to make more money. And that sucks, but it looks good. I mean, for a Switch game, it looks fine. For a next-gen game, which I don't think it is, I think it is old school game. Even for an old school game, Xbox One, PS4, it still doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look great, but I love those games. I'm glad it Sands of Time. That's all I care about. I hate the original Prince of Persia. It sucks. Sands of Time, great game. Fun game. I don't know if it will still hold up, but I loved what they did. In my opinion, the best Prince of Persia has ever been was Sands of Time. That trilogy is very interesting, so we'll be seeing more of that. The other game, Immortals Fenyx Rising, which is exciting. We are getting a new Ubisoft game on the Switch. And I think it's going to be day one. This is a big deal. This is a huge deal. This game comes out in December, I believe. I mean, guys, do you like Breath of the Wild? Because this is essentially Breath of the Wild. You're carrying boxes with essentially magnesis. You are doing puzzles that are scattered throughout the world. You're trying to get that big bad up on the mountaintop. Guys, this is Breath of the Wild. It's got that cartoony look, similar powers, similar idea of a world that you live in and breathe with. Looks excellent. It looks great from all the reviews and from all the previews that have come out that people really love it. They really like it. Is it going to be weird to have a Breath of the Wild 2 so close to this game? It should be interesting. It should be interesting to see who makes the better Breath of the Wild game. Maybe Ubisoft does. They did a great job with Mario. You know, rabbits. So it's possible they could be making a game that is better than Breath of the Wild. Although it's not Breath of the Wild, that's the problem. But it's based in mythology, which I'm a huge fan of. I love me some Greek mythology, baby. Give me that all day. Any mythology, really. Big fan of mythology. So for me, this is a win. I am very excited. And what's really a win is that we're getting a brand new game from Ubisoft, from a third-party company, day one. You know, I know Doom Eternal was trying to do this, but it didn't work out, obviously. Still waiting for that. Where you at? Oh my gosh, let me hit my mic some more. Where you at? You know, where you been? So for me, this is real big news. It looks cool. If you love Breath of the Wild, look forward to this game. Check it out. Ubisoft bringing in that Switch love. One more game. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World will also be coming to the Switch this year. This game is good. It's not remade or touched up too much. They just got the licensing back. That game has great music, great beat 'em up game, brings all that classic beat 'em up action that you would expect from these types of games. But it's cartoony, great 8-bit music, very cool style, and it fits the aesthetic of Scott Pilgrim perfectly. It is very, very much what I would predict Scott Pilgrim as a game to look like. If you haven't tried this out, it's a solid 9, 8.5. Go check it out. It is so good, and get it while you can because this will also go away very soon because of licensing issues. Cool. Yeah, man. So we got some cool news. That was pretty exciting on all fronts. Lastly, Guys, Mario turns 35 years old. He turned 35 years old today. It is his birth. Let us celebrate. Let us celebrate. Let's check out this classic hit. Joyful. Great. Turning it. What is Mario doing here? Is he trying not to touch this woman? Is this potential rape situation? What's going on here? Why is he doing this? What is this? What are you doing, Mario? You're creeping this woman out. You're freaking people out, Mario. You know, I don't know what's going on here. This sucks. Let's not celebrate Mario this way. Well, that's not bad. I mean, a classic gag. A classic gag. Okay, she got sprayed in the face, by the way. Thank you, audio listeners. Mario was trying to refrain from touching this woman that's pretty good looking, especially compared to Mario over here. And then she got sprayed in the face when Luigi turned the water thing to fix their plumbing. It was great. Episode 1 of the Super Mario Brothers show. Go check it out. Go out there and do it. Mario turns 35 in celebration of Mario's 31st birthday. Man, I'm talking quick. Let's go over a few Mario-specific fan questions, shall we? Rover1 asks, what is your favorite Mario game of all time? Who, me? Well, let me tell you, I don't know. I don't know, quite honestly. I do believe that Mario... Okay, I'm going to go for it. And you may murder me. You may take me out. You may beat me in the streets. But you won't take my freedom of Mario choice of games. It is, quite honestly, 3D World. Mario Brothers 3D World, the Wii U Classic. Coming to the Switch in a couple of months. That is the one. For me, that is the Mario game. It's a good mix of 2D and 3D. I love 3D, but it's also very Banjo. It's very collectathon-y. It's very 64. Odyssey went too far with that. So for me, it's not Odyssey. 64 is a little clunky. A little clunky around the edges. Sunshine, half as good, half as bad. Galaxy, really close. Really close. Really, really, really close. Because they're also 2D, 3D mix a little bit. Because there's no exploration in the same way. But for me, it is 3D World because I think the power-ups are really interesting. I think the cat suit is specifically really good. I do think the multiplayer is excellent. It's the best it's ever been. I love multiplayer in Mario when it's done right. I believe the worlds and the graphics and the visuals are some of the best they've ever made. To me, this is one of the best, in my opinion, the best Mario game that I personally enjoy. Like, I would want to go back to over and over again. Mario Brothers 3 is great. So is World. They're all good. And there's no bad Mario game. You know, it's just, in that generation, I was a Sega kid, dude. Sega. I loved it. I was a Sonic guy. I was not a Mario dude. Mario dude in 64, that's when it happened to me. But, you know, from 3D on, oh my gosh, from 3D on, for me, it's 3D World. Really close with Galaxy. Really close with Galaxy. I'll just going to put that out there because I may be burnt at the stake. Tan Man asks, where would you like to see Mario go in the future? How could the beloved plumber improve? I would like to see Mario go into different video games, platform in their worlds, a crossover of sorts, a 2D, 3D-esque thing. That sometimes you go into a 3D game, sometimes you're going into a 2D game. They all could be Nintendo properties. You go into Wario's game, you go into WarioWare, you go into Yoshi's game, and you go into all these different Nintendo characters, and it's just this kind of mashup of 3D action, 3D, not action, I guess action platforming game, also with 2D action elements as well with the platforming. All a Mario game set in different Nintendo settings, traveling through space and time. I think that'd be cool. I do not know where they go. Personally, I think they're going to go to Odyssey. Odyssey's going to be the next game from them. That's what I think. Which also seems to be Bro's question, which is the next Mario game that's not a remake. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a 3D or a 2D game? I think it's going to be a 3D game. I don't know if we'll see a 2D Mario game for a while. I think it's going to be a bit. I don't think they feel like they make as much money with the 2D games. Because they don't. But I do think sometime we might get a really good 2D. I mean, they don't sell bad. They don't. Like the Wii ones sold amazingly well. They might be some of the best selling, actually. But yeah, I honestly think the way Odyssey was left off, that I think it's going to be another Odyssey game. Similar to how there's a Breath of the Wild 2, I do think Odyssey has an opportunity to be an Odyssey 2 game. I think there's plenty of ideas of worlds that you can create and exploring these worlds, similar to my idea, but just within the Mushroom Kingdom and I guess outside technically, but very much their own things that are specific to Mario. So I do think Odyssey 2 will be the next Mario game, and we will probably see it next year. Yeah, probably next year or the year after. Pop asks, marry, kiss, kill Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach. All right, we got to think about this. Marry, kiss, and kill. Who would you marry, kiss, and kill? I'm waiting. Just kidding. Okay, let's get in here. Marry, kiss, and kill. Now, who's going to be better for me when it comes to kissing? Let's get into right to that kissy smooch. I mean, I don't know, like I'm not into animals, but what I'm saying here is Yoshi would know how to use the tongue. You know, he would go French. He would be very French. I don't know if I need that much tongue though. You know, do I need that much tongue in my life? I don't think I do. So I might have to kill Yoshi. I mean, he's very friendly. But I mean, he's essentially the dog. But do you kill the dog first? You don't kill dogs in movies. In real life, you probably killed the dog over a human, yeah? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's hard to do it in a video game. Maybe it's impossible. I'm going to go with kill Yoshi, kiss Peach, and marry Luigi. Why? He seems very nice. He seems like he cares, you know. He will protect you at all costs, even if he's not the strongest or the most successful guy. At least he's willing to try. At least he's willing to be second fiddle to this red-headed buffoon. You know what I'm saying? Luigi, you're my guy. I will marry you. I'd marry you. Okay? Peachy, you getting the kiss. Yoshi, you dead. If you didn't give so much tongue, I might give you a kiss. You understand what I'm saying? Peach would be out. Just how it is. Just how it plays. Let's get into that's it. That's the 3. Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto. Have a nice day. It's been nice talking with you. It's been great to take your news and spit it out to the world as clumsily as I did. So thank you very much. Let's get into Console Wars, the 9th generation. This is where Trev and I break down the latest news from Xbox and PlayStation within 5 minutes. We are a Nintendo show after all. You will not touch the goodness, the gold, the greatness, which is the Nintendo show. You understand me? You understand me, Xbox and PlayStation? Do you get what I'm coming from? Okay, as usual, let's get into the question, and this is it. Xbox has finally revealed their price and a new console SKU. This Xbox Series S is that SKU, and it will be $300. And the Series X will be coming in at $500. What do I personally think of those prices? And do you think Xbox plans to take on Nintendo with a Series S with that price point? Also, what do you think of the look of the Series S? First off, let's talk about the look of the Series S, shall we? Should we pull it up? Let's pull up the Series S. Let's get this creepy show out of our hair. Series S. So here we go. Thank you, IGN. Bringing that hotness, bringing that action. Look at those visuals that we'll never see because those games aren't coming out. Okay, what are we looking at here? Strange. Okay. There it is, the Series S. Wow. Ooh. So this is the smallest Xbox. Yep. It looks like, I mean, look at it, dude. That looks like the series. That looks like the Xbox S, Xbox One S. Are you confused with the names yet? Like, are you guys lost it yet? Like, I'm losing it. I just want to call it Xbox. Let's just get over the series and this one. Let's get the one out of here. Excellent. Looks like the Xbox One S. It's essentially the exact same thing, except that it has a grill on it. You know? It's essentially, it says it's the smallest, but it looks like the size of it. Oh, it is. Look how small that little guy is. He's a squatty little guy. He's half the size of your PlayStation 4 as far in width. He is essentially the same height of your Xbox One or your PlayStation 4. But the width cut quite a bit. So he's a squatty little guy, which is nice. I think other than that, I'm not a big fan of this grill. It's really big. It looks like something you would fry something on. It's fine. It's okay. Probably should have just made it all matte white. But then I realize, and you realize it too, don't you, Xbox? That it's the same looking console as your Xbox One S. Maybe we should have done a little bit of a switch up, maybe thought outside the box. But it is what it is. Oh, Easy Allies. A podcast and a podcast, guys. That's what we're watching, by the way. So yeah, boy, let's get back to something that's not that. How embarrassing. Let's go back here, check it out a little bit more. So that is $300. I think that's an all right price point. I think that's pretty good. Do I think it's competing with the Switch? It most definitely is. At $300, you now have a choice of a brand new Xbox console or a 4-year-old Nintendo console. Definitely different, obviously. You got the handheld thing, which is always going to one-up the Xbox or the PlayStation for those people that are looking for a handheld device, which are actually growing, apparently, in numbers. But I do think this does make it a little harder for Nintendo this holiday season. We did predict that Nintendo would be the best selling console this season, but with this wrinkle, I don't think it'll be a little harder. Although, again, games are king, and I don't think Xbox is going to be coming with the games. And that is the deal. The $500 price for the Series X seems reasonable, seems about right for how powerful of a system we got. I think a lot of us were predicting that price. I don't think we're predicting such a low price for the Series S. I mean, I knew from a lot of rumors that I have heard that it was going to be probably around $300 I've known this for about a month or two. But yeah, so nothing too crazy, nothing too like out of left field, but I do think it does put a lot of goodwill on Xbox at this point. It is now on the Onish, or if that's how you say it, for the PlayStation to show up. You know, it's time for PlayStation to show up because the Xbox Series S, it's all right looking. The Xbox Series X visually looks good, but the visuals and all that crap is fine. The Series S basically is the same console, has similar power, GPU, blah, blah, blah. The only thing here is you're going to be seeing a downgrade from 4K to 1080, or a little higher than 1080p, the next one up. So listen, I'm not a tech guy like Trev, but I know it will do you well enough. It will get you through, you know. It's not going to be like the blowing your mind, but it will work. So that is the Series S. I think that's interesting. PlayStation is going to be having a conference here real soon. What I expect to see from them is a lot of games, and we will be seeing the price as well. If they do not show the price now, that'd be suicide. That'd be weird. You should not, especially when Xbox pre-orders are coming up, you do not let them take the wheel. You do not let them take the wheel at all. You are in there when their pre-orders are up, your pre-orders are up. You go together. That way, when people are looking, they're like, PlayStation or Xbox. So, yeah, man. It's coming. We will be seeing their price as well. I do worry that it is pretty large. I think it's going to be a big price tag. I think it's at least going to be $500. It'd be cool if they get digital down to $400, but I don't know if they're going to get it down to $400 without a huge loss. So it might be $450. And I worry that it might even be more with that special SSD. It's reminding me of the PlayStation 3, this console. Seems there's a lot of speciality, especially with the remote controller, 3D audio. There's a lot of speciality in here that may be making this console more pricey than the Series X. And that could happen. And even with this special SSD, there might be some development issues that I've heard in the behind the scenes with this console, because they have to learn something different than just the regular stuff. So something to think about. Interesting stuff. Not quite sure what's going to happen there, except that I do believe we'll see we will be seeing Spider-Man. We will also be seeing Ratchet and Clank again, and we will probably see some Bug Snacks. Yeah, and Godfall. Depressing. Okay, so that is that. Pretty exciting news all around. I'm just clicking buttons for no reason. Fun. Thank you. Next gen. All right, let's get into fan questions. Madman asks, are you guys starting to feel like we are seeing way too much Zelda and Mario from Nintendo? Do you wish they focused more on their other single-party exclusives? So we have been seeing Mario quite a bit, and Zelda. We have at least seen Mario and Zelda once a year since the Switch has been operational. It is a lot, but it's not too much yet. I don't think we're oversaturated yet, especially with those games, because people are hyped about Mario and Zelda. Hyped. High levels of joy, excitement. So we will be seeing a lot of that until the end of time. They've basically annualized these games. We will see them annualized for sure. We might even get more than annualized. Mario and Zelda is going to be next year. So it's just the kind of the anniversary thing going on right now. Also, they make a lot of money off those games. The other ones don't make as much money. Yoshi's a big game, but I think what we will be seeing is three games from Nintendo specifically, and a Pokemon game always is going to be annualized. But we will be seeing Animal Crossing a lot more as well. The other ones need to prove it. They need a Yoshi game that proves it. We need a Kirby game that proves it. We need Star Fox that proves that they can sell more. And they can. I think those games can be higher. They can do better. It doesn't have to be moderate. They just need to get better teams on there. And maybe that's what they should do, because it would be nice to see a wider variety of choices. And so, or even new properties. It would be nice to see a game. Splatoon was like the last one. I guess if you want to count Mario Rabbids, I guess you could, but it's still a Mario property. So I think we need another property real soon. More Metroid would be good. Like, we need to, you're right, we do need to make bigger things out of these other games that they have pronto. Pronte. The others. Fam asks, which is smarter, a fox with a gun or a gorilla with a tie? I don't know what's up with the weird faces. A fox with a gun or a gorilla with a tie. Is it harder to tie a tie or shoot a gun? Foxes are cunning. They're sly. But gorillas are pretty smart. They got sign language, bro. But they can't shoot a gun, can they? They can shoot a gun. They got fingers to shoot a gun. But a fox, he had to train himself to shoot that gun, because he doesn't have the hands for it. So that's pretty impressive. He must be pretty smart to do that. Whew, this is a barn burner. Fox with a gun, gorilla with a gun. I mean, a gorilla can shoot a gun. DK can totally shoot a gun. He shot it in Smash, and he can tie a tie. Fox does wear clothes, more clothes than the gorilla. But being nude is nice. So maybe the gorilla's onto something. Maybe you only need a tie. Maybe that's all the business you need. You know what I mean? You just need that much business. Sounds like the gorilla's more smart. I'm going to give it DK. DK can shoot a gun and is smart enough to just said no to clothes. Was like, no. I'm good. I saw it. I tried it. I'm okay. I'm going to just do this. Little tie. That's all. That's all I need. I'm a businessman after all. I can not go to work without my business attire, but I know what I'm going to do, which is comfort. Comfort is key, and comfort is smart. Maybe. This is a hard one. The gorilla, no. The gorilla, though. We'll start with the gorilla. That's it for fan questions. Let's go into new releases real quick, and we'll get out of here real soon. We got Super Smash Bros. 3D All-Stars coming out this week. Friday, Friday, Friday. Boys and girls, this is great news. This showed 2 weeks ago, and we're already here. I am going to play the crap out of this game. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I've been playing Odyssey to get to this. I've been playing Odyssey, and I wonder how this will compare in the end, because it's a good game. It's pretty solid. Mario controls like a dream, so it'll be really interesting to see how the games have improved or not improved over the more than a couple years now. Very excited for this game. Go buy it. If you can. Buy it online, because you definitely will have harder times without the online stuff. Unless you're a collector, and good luck with that. Then we got WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Trevor does not like this game. I say it might be good, but I doubt it is. It's going to be a solid 5, but give it a try if you're into wrestling games. If not, just run, baby. Run away, far, far away. Those are the 2 big ones that it looked like coming out this week. Go check them out if you want. One of them is a Major Dive. Go for it. Jump, 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 jump. Go. Please, for the love of man. Go out. Get that Mario game. It's excellent. Sapphire. Yeah, but before I get into it, let's get into recommendations. This is where we give our final recommendations of whatever we want, video games or otherwise. This is an otherwise one from me. Go check out Sapphires on Netflix, or Sapphire. I think it's Sapphires. It is a show that is about a group of black women or indigenous women. I don't know what you call them in Australia, but they are black, but indigenous, whatever. Listen, I don't know about it. I'm not the racist who did all this crap. Australia, it's interesting. It's interesting to see racism through the Australian perspective as well as the American perspective, as usual. So it's a little bit of that race kind of issue. It's about a girls band that comes from, indigenous background, and then goes to big things in Vietnam and falls in love and all kinds of stuff. It is very joyful, very cute. I think the characters are pretty well characterized. It's very, the story is very done. You've seen it several times. Ray Charles, all of them, any singing, anything. Ray, Walk the Line. You've seen them all. Less drugs in this one, which is nice. Less drugs. More fun. There is some drama, obviously, but it's a little different perspective. Interesting to see an Australian type film. So go check it out. I think you would enjoy it if you're into that kind of musical biography type film. You'll know what you're getting, but it's going to be a little more fun and a little more entertaining the way they created it. That is on Netflix currently. All right. That is it for the Nintendo Show. Thanks for chilling out with me. It's nice to talk singularly to you as well. Visit our website at thenintendoshow.com. Follow us on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and go to the Nintendo Show. Remember to like and share and rate us on the podcast service of your choice, and leave us a review on iTunes. Again, thank you so much for watching this lonely, sad person talk to you. It's been fun, actually. I've really been digging it. This is a dream for me and Trev. Thank you for supporting us in our dream. It really is a big deal, and we can't thank you enough. Again, thank you to all the wonderful Asian sex weirdos that are trying to attack our show. Please leave us alone. Also, everyone else, please come in. Don't care if you're sexy or not, just as long as you're not selling me something. Come on in. The Nintendo Show is for all of you. We make it for everyone, and we truly, truly love the support that you have all given us. Next week, we will be seeing Trevor. Once again, tell him happy birthday. Give him all the love on the Nintendo Show Facebook. And until next week, enjoy that Mario, and happy birthday. Say these things. That's it. Whoa, that got weird. And that is it. Thank you, everybody. Bye.